Hey everybody, this is Piper here, and welcome to another Total War battle. This is actually a battle replay. It's a Empire Total War battle that I fought a while ago. It's actually one of the first battles I actually ever fought online, and we'll go through my army fast. I've taken France today, and we're fighting against America, or USA. So we've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mortars. We've got 2 Swiss Guard, 2 line. I think it's actually, yeah, I think it's 3 light and 3 Carabiniers. I think it's more light actually. It's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think there's actually about 3 light actually, and a unit of militia. So this was like a really close battle. This is a battle that I fought absolutely ages ago, and I'm really posting this video just to kind of show one thing. Something that I've learned about Total War actually is the 2 other lights are right there. So that's 1, so that's 5 light I've got. That's artillery right there. Something that I've learned about Total War, I don't really like the way the franchise is going. Maybe because I'm quite old fashioned, but I kind of feel when you buy a game, that's the game. I don't really agree with DLC units or DLC parts of games, because you've bought the game already. So I'll go through the American army fast. Like 4 light dragoon, 5 long riflemen. They're long range light infantry. 3 Legion of the United States, 1st Maryland, 1st Delaware, and 2nd New York. So you hear the drums there. Yeah, so maybe I'm old fashioned, but I don't agree with making you buy more DLC. And fair enough, you might say you don't have to buy the DLC, but we'll see from this video why you have to buy DLC if you play these games online. So I've got 2 units of Swiss Guard, and these guys are the elite units of the French army. They're very, very overpowered rather, and they're a DLC unit. So we've got our artillery raining down death upon the American artillery, and one of my Carabiniers actually got the charge in against that artillery piece there, and they're actually routing. You might be saying, oh, America has the Legion of the United States, 1st Delaware, 2nd New York, 1st Maryland, but those units aren't nearly as powerful as the Swiss Guard. We'll just play the game there for a second. So again, I brought, I think it was like actually no rules battle, or maybe it's like max 6 artillery, something like that. So I brought 6 fixed, and that is a bit newbie. Again, it's just a fun battle. So they're fighting a kind of a phosphorus shell, sort of it's raining down some sort of chemical death as well. You can see there, they are getting some damage. In any battle, probably 6 artillery is too much. And the long shield are hiding behind the shield, the wall there. So got the light infantry there, or the light dragoons, they're charging in against my Carabiniers. Got a unit of Swiss Guard as well there. They're going to go into square formation. So right through all that, got our right flank, and there's still a lot of troops in that forest there. So then we'll fast forward this. I think we've got a slight advantage on this side. We've got the hill advantage and the Swiss Guard. So they're going to break, the Carbineers, but we do have the Swiss Guard in square. So we actually have 2 units of Swiss Guard. We get one here and one in the centre, and we'll see at the end of this battle how the Swiss Guard actually turned the tide of the battle. I was getting pressurised on all fronts, and I had 1 unit of Swiss Guard in the centre, and they basically held the line. So we've charged forward our militia here. They're going to take a lot of the damage from the long rifle and the light dragoons. And light dragoons in Empire are really powerful. It's got a skirmish between the Swiss Guard and the light dragoons, and they're probably going to win here. I've already managed to get a chevron, so they've gone into square formation. It's a skirmish battle between my light and the long rifle, and we can see here the rest of the infantry came out the forest. So quickly look at these units here. We've got the 2nd New York Regiment jumping over the wall. We've got the 1st Delaware and the 1st Maryland. These are the DLC downloadable units for United States. They're actually okay on the stats. In all fairness, he should have brought the US Marines, and they're also DLC. He could have brought them. They're much more powerful. Probably wouldn't have brought these guys. I mean, it's been a long time since I played Empire Total War, but if you remember 2 things, US Marines are very OP, overpowered, and the long rifles are really good. The line's not bad, not as good as Britain. So obviously we've staked up the ground as well. That gives some protection for the light infantry. Charging forward unit of militia, these guys are going to protect the lights a little bit. They'll get some. They need a volley off. Did they get a volley off? Hurry up, get in line. Well, they didn't get a volley off, but my Carbineers came back. I think they were kept in the centre there. So that's the American troops lined up there. American centre's coming down. We've got the lights here. I think we do a bit of kiting as well here. I think they've got off 2 volleys and they're going to retreat. We've got a unit of line here, and we've got some more line over here as well. So bringing 6 fixed artillery is probably a bad idea, too much. It's meant that my opponent's been able to bring a lot more infantry. He brought, I think it was like 4 light dragoon, and he's brought 5 or 6 long rifle. And even though the Legion of the United States, they're not as good as US Marines, they're still fairly powerful. So you've got a unit of line here, half covered by the wall rather. They're going to engage the Legion of the United States, and these guys are much better than my line. Another unit coming in there, another one coming in there. So we're going to try and use the wall as a bit of cover. Unfortunately, we're going to lose that unit of the mortar battery right there, but we're going to retreat the light. They're going to fight another day. Unfortunately, we've actually lost 2 units of Carbineers. I think maybe it's a micro error there. I did have 2 units there, they're down to 1. So we've actually pushed back the long riflemen there. They've done a bit of damage to some of the light. We've done quite a lot of damage to the militia. However, I've still got like a full strength, almost full strength unit of light there. And you can see there they're getting some shots in. So we check out the right flank. So we see here the weight of the American troops. We're under a bit of pressure here. We've got the 1st Delaware coming in the left flank. Quite good uniforms. And we've got the 2nd New York coming through as well. So they're going to engage the Tirailleurs. So they're going to win that melee battle. We've still got the, as I said before, we've got the Swiss Guard in the centre. These guys are almost full strength. Well, they've lost 6 men, almost full strength, and we've got the lights in the front there as well. So we're going to use the hill advantage here, charge down the lights, and use the mortar team. Try and get as many kills as we can against the light dragoons, because they're going to be quite effective against my light infantry there. And we're a bit exposed here as well. So the right flank, we've pretty much lost the right flank. That unit of line's going to rout. A massive artillery barrage just went in there. Probably killed more of my men than the enemy. There's another one right there. It's pretty cool. And we've got the last unit of line down to half strength. And they're just routed just there as well. So we lost on the right side. They did do a good job holding up the enemy. It's given us time to try and gain some sort of structure on this side. Done a lot of damage to the long riflemen. I think these guys are actually better on the melee stats than the long rifle, so they should win 1 versus 1 in melee, I think. It's been a long time since I played Empire, I might be wrong about that. And we've still got a unit of lights here, and the 4-inch mortar battery, and the Swiss Guard. So as I've seen at the start of this video, from this position, we should have lost this battle, because all we have is the hill really and extra energy. This Swiss Guard, the confident, it says here confident, active, concerned general died, and I think it said fatigued a little bit as well. The enemy's exhausted. So obviously the enemy's really exhausted, but they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not all full strength. To stay about 4 full strength possibly. The cavalry at the back, and the long rifle. So in terms of men, they certainly do have more men than us. But what I would say is, I think Swiss Guard are overpowered. So they are doing a good job here. They're very accurate, they've got a high rate of fire, and they get excellent melee stats. These guys are winded, exhausted, charging straight in, and possibly a slight hill advantage on our side, maybe, or is it their side? Well, they're charging to our centre, so we'll attack back, we'll get the higher ground. So we'll probably have a slight hill advantage here as well. So right through all that, the Lancers, the Light Dragoons are attacking my lights. And it looks like these guys are about to rout. So check out the centre here. Swiss Guard. Winning decisively, it says. They're tired but winning decisively, because the stats on the Swiss Guard are very, very overpowered for the price, and 1 versus 1 versus any of these troops, they'll absolutely destroy them. I was actually a little bit shocked at how much an advantage the Swiss Guard actually had in the situation. Because fair enough, the enemy's tired, but there's a lot more enemy troops than the Swiss Guard. So effectively, the Swiss Guard have held up and defeated the entire left side of the enemy force. There's still a unit of General's bodyguard at the back there coming through. And there's still a fair amount of long rifle men as well. Looks like we're going to lose the melee battle here. So we've lost about probably like 30% of the troops there, probably 35% of the troops, roughly. Got the General's bodyguard coming in as well. And that's basically the battle won now. Because we still do have we have lights as well, I think. We have unit of lights on the left side, 34 strong. We have a unit of mortar battery there, using them as melee. And the Swiss Guard is right there. So we're trying to run these guys up to the stakes. So what we'll do is we'll fast forward this. And again, we're treating the lights to the stakes. Plate here. You see here, even if the cavalry's charging in the wrong direction, if you place your troops beside the stakes, they'll eventually engage and have to come back slightly. So there'll be situations like this. They're fighting, but they're really close to the stakes. So 1 versus 1, light cavalry should destroy lights, but because they're getting held up by the stakes, they're suffering even more casualties. So a situation like there, it was actually the stake that killed the cavalry, not the actual soldier. So we've got the Swiss Guard here. They're going to take on the 1st Delaware. You might be thinking, the Swiss Guard are too bulky. But you have to remember that they fire in a different way than the 1st Delaware. The 1st Delaware fires by rank, whereas the Swiss Guard fires by, fire by platoon maybe? Probably should have still been a bit longer though. So that's the battle won there. I'll speed this up. It's only really, you've got the Swiss Guard there, it's only really, 2 units of long rifle men left. I think he was going to retreat the men to the forest there, do a bit of kiting, but we've still got the mortar team left, and they're going to fire some mortars left into the enemy. And we've got 2 units of lights as well. So yeah, I would say before, I think when you buy a game, that should be all you have to buy. Fair enough, there might be expansion packs where you get a campaign and extra units and whatnot, but I'm totally against DLC units, because as we saw there, that Swiss Guard effectively changed that whole battle. And if that Swiss Guard wasn't as overpowered as it is, I would have lost that battle there. So when Creative Assembly bring out DLC units, DLC packs, I think it's basically a rip-off, because it's almost like blackmail. It kind of forces you to buy the DLC, because unless you want to get totally annihilated online, where everyone else has the units, you need the units too. So it kind of forces you to buy the units. So as much as I love the detail on these troops and all the extra things you get, I kind of wish that Creative Assembly would just save up all the units and release them as a campaign or some sort of expansion pack. I do feel it's a little bit of a rip-off, a little bit bad for the consumer, but I guess that's just the way the franchise is going. So we've speeded the game up here, and we're going to obviously end it with the lack of morale. The long riflemen are going to rout. So you actually tried to pull back there to do kiting, but it didn't work. So thanks again for watching the video. Definitely stay tuned for more Empire Tour videos or any other videos in general. You can see here my opponent was Cazador. We get roughly the same amount of kills each. So thanks for watching, stay tuned for more videos. This is Piper signing off.